did it! We lost another queer man, guys. So I was filming content for my OnlyFans page. Subscribe if you haven't already. I was filming content for my OnlyFans page, and I got flooded with messages from you guys telling me that the person formerly known as Thorn is now going by Abigail Thorn. She now goes by she, her pronouns. She came out as trans. Let's see what's up. My response is basically this. If she, her is truly trans, good for fucking her. There is still a huge issue at large. And that is, why are we losing all of our queer men? Why are we not seeing this trend as frequently with lesbians? I said this to Abigail Thorn on Twitter. Much respect for @philosophytube for coming out as trans. I still wonder where all the queer guys are going. Two things can't be true at once. Some people are actually trans. Some queer men are internally misandronistic and want to be anything other than a man. And I stand by that. Part 1. The audience. Hey TERFs. Yes, you. Yes, any gender-critical, radical feminists that may still be watching the video at this point, don't go away just for a second, because I do want to address you directly, okay? Do you see how ridiculous you sound when you make up shit like the lost lesbian thing? Like, do you hear yourselves? Really? Unfortunately, when I made up the whole, idea to rip on Ariel Scarcella in a sort of originally supposed to be a role reverse gender reversed swap joke, but there probably is some asshat out there who thinks like that. Like, seriously, chill your beans, Colin. And also, I am willing to bet, 90% chance that Ariel does not say a peep about this, about Abigail, because it doesn't fit her narrative. So, fucking amazing start. Dear Abigail, if indeed you are watching this, which I know there is a very, very small chance of, okay? I'm aware of that. But if you are watching this, I do have one thing to say to you. Welcome to the club! Oh. I know that you are going to continue to do a wonderful job as a YouTube creator, and I cannot wait to see more. So if you might have guessed from the opener of this video, I have been thinking a little bit about what TERFy sort of reaction Abigail Thorn might get from coming out. And part of me thinks that, especially with lesbian TERFs, the problem they have with formerly supposed queer women coming out as trans is that they just don't get to idolize that person anymore in a sexual way. And actually, I do understand this. Am I disappointed that I can no longer drool and fantasize over the man who isn't there? Love that description, by the way. That pretty much sums it up entirely. Well, hells yeah, I'm disappointed, because this is all about me, don't you know? Do you see this? Huh? This is my love list, okay? It is the list of people, of celebrities, or just people in general, that I would love to fuck. And yeah, that's your dead name right there. Right between Tom Hiddleston and Nikola Tesla. I have a weird taste in men. And I blame you, Abigail. Look, I now have to remove you from my list, okay? You will get my bill for all this extra paperwork. I'm sorry, but... See, that was so difficult. And look, by the way, it's not that you're no longer attractive, okay? You're actually... The moment I saw you walk out that door, it's like, oh my god, stunning. Like, you are confident and very fetching as, you know, this new you. Thing is with me, I just don't tend to fancy women. With one or two notable exceptions, but that's another video subject entirely. But realistically, how likely was it that you and I would meet anyway? And how likely was it that even if we did meet, that we would get along well enough to want to bone? The fantasy bubble is burst. Big deal. I mean, I've still got Tesla. Part 2. First impressions. So, my first impression of your coming out video, identity, a trans coming out story. I mean, by the title, I already questioned, like, the whole, oh, are they or aren't they? Like, is this what I think it's going to be? Is this perhaps about someone else? Because I saw that the person in the thumbnail kind of looks like the man who isn't there, but not exactly the same. Like, maybe this is somebody else's story that you're telling through the medium of drama, because that's what you do. Fine. There is this sort of thing in the back of my mind, like, no wait, could this be real? And the titles, oh my god, the title, it says, like, Abigail Thorn and Christies. Like, I'm thinking, Abigail? Who's Abigail? You haven't changed name, have you? Ooh, surely, did they? Didn't they? And the further into the video I'm watching, I'm thinking, like, look, this looks like it's all sort of pointing this way, like, but is it real? And I remember getting more and more sort of pumped up and excited for what I thought was coming. And then it did come, and then part 2 happened, but it wasn't until the words, "this is not a joke," that it actually kind of hit me. So thanks for that clarification. But yeah, like, this is really real. For realsies. And oh my god, like, that whole declaration statement, that, just brava, mwah, like, perfect. I'm blown away. The kindness and insight into, like, trans life and trans discourse, especially in the UK, you know, concerning healthcare and politics and TERFs, and of course with that little leftist dig at capitalism, we wouldn't know it's truly you under there without that. Like, we, the audience, like, probably wouldn't have believed it if we hadn't seen it. And I mean, oh my god, what a glow up! Like, the last time we saw a video was, what, about a month ago? And there was next to no hint of this at all. I mean, seriously, like, just from my own personal experience, how dare she get breasts in the first year for, like, HRT when I got nothing and I'm stuck with padding. Like, am jelly. So, who's tempted to look into the past year of PhilosophyTube and see what telltale signs might be there that flew under the radar because we didn't really know what to look for? Or worse, what dumb shit things might have been said. Because I am. And to be clear, this is a poke at me. Okay, this is me making fun of myself. I'm not making fun out of Abigail. So, I commented on the identity video, and here was me thinking growing the hair was just a quarantine thing. Also, I was the kid in the mother's wardrobe trying on shoes. Sometimes the stereotype is true, which that was a like little nod to something that was said in the video. Something that she said that wasn't true for her. But yeah, that kind of was true for me. So on the previous video, the one about work, a lot of comments have now sprung up, echoing the line from the end of that video that goes, Philosophy Tube will return in early 2021 with a new look. Oh yeah, that happened. And a few others echoing a different line and from earlier. There's quite a lot of pretending that goes on, that goes into making this show. Frankly, the hints were being dropped, and none of us knew where to look. I mean, the foreshadowing was strong, but subtle enough to fly under everyone's radar, because we, like I said, we didn't know what to look for. There was no hint of anything that I could see in the Confucius video, least of all the Sir Nigel Piss historian character. I mean, that's some deep camouflage. However, that video also does have the line in it, God damn it, fetch me my Lara Croft costume. We're going to have to raid some serious dooms to get to the bottom of this one. I mean, that line kind of hits a little bit differently now. Who's Afraid of the Experts had a big focus on gay issues, but queer theory wasn't a new topic at this point for the channel after her first coming out video, Queer, and also transphobia. Wow, that hits differently now too. Then there's this little gem of mine from the Charles Darwin versus Karl Marx video where I'm referencing the arsonist character, and I left a message saying, but why did you, as a man who can grow facial hair, draw in the mustache? Question coming from an NB who sometimes draws on facial hair for complicated reasons. I never thought that that reason could be the same as mine. Like, I never thought. Especially since we've been, like, in and out of lockdown. Like, how on earth do you get laser treatment during that? I don't know. So the video before that, Anti-Semitism and Analysis, showcases the first fully fleshed out female character on the show, Mademoiselle E. And I think that's important because because of this, Abigail kind of needed to clarify her actual coming out as really real. Like, otherwise we might have thought that this is just another character or a joke or something. And a lot of comments have now sprung up about the line, there will be no cross-dressing. Well, that can be interpreted differently now too, in quite a few ways. Like, actually sort of yes, but sort of no, but actually yes, in the man-dressed parts, but yeah. And finally, I just want to quickly sort of mention this one. This is back as far as I went. Beauty in Ugly Times. That's the last time we actually saw the real beard. And absolutely sort of zero hints of any sort of trans inclination. At least I couldn't find anything. And it's also the first video made post-apocalypse. So that was sort of the bigger focus there anyway. And I think, you know, that means that we've gone back far enough. Of course, I can't talk about this without mentioning my own video. Hashtag Twitter is cancelled, you left Tube and Trump. all of which has now aged like warm, sour milk on a hot summer's fucking day. This is the video in which I talked about how I wished Trump would get kicked off social media for violating terms of service, but that wouldn't happen. And then it happened. And I talked about how PhilosophyTube's tweet joking about the word transition kind of got a bit of a backlash. I mean, she sure showed the angry Twitter mob who's transphobic now. And I would like to point out that the video is still there. You can check this if you don't believe me, but I was on her side the entire time. Not that a person can't be transgender and also transphobic. I mean, the Rose of Dawn or Calvin Garra or the Blair Bitch Project. You know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say the full name. Not on this channel. But the correct and charitable response to that joke is that it's not aimed at trans people, and we can all have a bit of a giggle from another member of our in-group now that we know that she is a member of our in-group. And, you know, this wasn't being deliberately offensive. Part 3. What Abigail did next. So, to you, dearest Abigail, trans princess of TERF Island, newly crowned, do consider, from one of your loyal, humble subjects, using your substantial public influence and adoration to seriously represent your people, your community, and also have a little bit of fun along the way. If you're so inclined, I challenge you, if you're feeling up to it, to come to Trans Pride in Brighton. I've been a couple of times and I can tell you that everyone would love to see you there. Provided, of course, that Pride events and large public gatherings in general are, in fact, a thing in the future ever. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave that there and sign out with the usual non-binary, and Abigail Thorn is valid, goddammit. Bye. And I got flooded with messages from you guys telling me about... Shit. I was filming content for my OnlyFans page and I got flooded from messages from you guys. Shit. Hey, TERFs. Oh God. Hey, TERFs. Yes, you. Any gender critical rad femmes that may still be watching this video at this point? I want to talk to you. Fucking up. No! Every time! Fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. And I think this thing is wonky as shit. Sort of does it. Right. And, well, part of me thinks that fucking hell! we're going to have a rate, we're going to have to, fucking hair, fucking battery's low.